So, James, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. It's very interesting because you're very passionate about sustainability, and you have set up so many projects, and you even wrote a book, Collaborate or Die. And I would love to hear about how you got into sustainability.
What you mean as at a personal level?
Yes.
I think sustainability as a topic was around for a while, but it didn't really strike me personally until in the denim industry in Amsterdam in sort of 2007, 2008. There was a kind of a boom going on. So everybody's like, yeah, Denim City, big brands popping up, and everybody was having a great time. And around that time, Greenpeace hit us with some really nasty pictures of what was going on in the denim industry further down the supply chain, in this case in China. Disastrous images of rivers turning dark blue and pretty much all life dying. That was probably a pivotal moment in the sense that I realized at that time that I was partly responsible for what was going on, and so I started to think about what we could do. So to answer your question directly, probably 2008 was the pivotal moment for me.
Right. And I can only imagine that looking at everything that's going on in the world, and there are many industries, especially the fashion industry is very polluting, right? Fast fashion.
Yeah.
I can only imagine that living in a country like the Netherlands, because you're in Amsterdam, correct?
Yeah, I'm in Amsterdam.
That this has also helped you and facilitated you with more tools, right? Like being in a surrounding where this is very relevant and is being motivated is very helpful as well.
Well, so Amsterdam is an interesting place in the sense that life is pretty easy here from a sustainability point of view. There's no hurricanes or disastrous rainfall or people who live in a very vulnerable situation by a river. So in fact, actually, urgency is relatively low in Amsterdam. On the other hand, the Netherlands as a society has historically had to collaborate to deal with water. And so there is a sort of cultural reference to a shared responsibility to take care of the environment in a sense. But speaking for the denim industry, I don't think at the time, primarily people who had the role of being sustainability manager or perhaps in charge of corporate and social responsibility, sure, they were converted and they were, on the gospel of sustainability, but it was quite isolated in a sense. So yes and no. Amsterdam had pros and cons from a sustainability point of view. Yeah.
And do you have the feeling you were one of the, let's say, the first people, organizations, collectives that started to kind of verbalize this concern?
Well, I think from a personal perspective, I wouldn't say I was the first to talk about sustainability, but I think that we were one of the first initiatives. So we founded a collective called the House of Denim, which is an international initiative to take the denim industry towards a brighter blue, as we call it. So towards a drier, cleaner, more collaborative, more inclusive, safer, more wonderful state. And we were different from most of the initiatives in the sense that you had advocacy groups like Greenpeace, for example, or the Clean Clothes Campaign, but they were advocates from a sort of ban this kind of energy, quite against, quite controversial and combative. And myself coming from the denim industry, we were more constructive in the sense that we were looking for a way forward and looking for a way to use business as a force for good or as a impetus for the transition towards a more sustainable, more regenerative, more circular way of working.